Welcome to Temple Baptist Church in Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. Our devotional time today, we're going to be in Romans chapter 10. We're going to read the first 4 verses of this. And again, we welcome you. We're honored to be with you. And our prayer always is that this will bless you in some way. But in Romans chapter 10, beginning with verse 1, this is Paul's writing to the Roman brethren. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel, that they may be saved. For I bear them witness that they have a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and seek to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted to the righteousness of God. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes. The Apostle Paul longed to see Israel come to Christ. He longed to see the Jewish nation come to Christ. It may have been the greatest desire of his heart, because in the reading today, he talks about their zeal for God. Yeah, they had a zeal for God, but that isn't according to knowledge. In seeking their own righteousness rather than the righteousness of God. They were seeking their own righteousness, what Paul is talking about here. And so they missed the truth and failed in what could have ended in success. The first truth, of course, is there's no righteousness apart from Christ. It's not a good word. Teachers are watching. I apologize. Your students are watching. I apologize for that, but I'm from Southeast Missouri, and I ain't had a good education. No, I've had plenty of education. We just use that word. But a little humor there. I hope a little humor. And there's none of us righteous. No, not one. And what was happening here to these that Paul is talking about, they were trying to be righteous themselves. They had a zeal for God. They knew about God and all this, but there's none righteous apart from Christ. There can be no salvation for the Jews except through Christ. That's the only way anybody's saved. That's the only way anybody gets to heaven is through Christ. It's not through good works. It's not through baptism. It's not through church membership. It's not how many times you share something spiritual on Facebook. It's about the relationship, a personal one-on-one relationship that you have with God through Jesus Christ. That's the only way. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourself. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. People want to tell you how good they are. I kind of have to sometimes. I know we're not supposed to judge, but I kind of have to say, well, maybe they're probably not that good. But, no salvation, regardless of their zeal for righteousness. No, I don't, attending church every time the door is open is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. And if that's all you're doing, you have a zeal for that, and that's what they were doing. Although the Jews could not or would not see that the day was coming when they could. They couldn't see it right then. Just for some reason, they weren't willing to accept that Jesus had came, and he didn't come in the form that they thought he was going to come in. And so just think about that. But the second truth is that we can get so busy serving the Lord. Now, don't throw something at your TV and doing good things that we can lose sight of the best thing, our relationship with Christ. We have that, and so I heard it put this way: what we do with Christ is a lot more important than what we do for Christ. Yeah, we need to do things for Jesus. He's asked us to do things, but what we do with Christ, what we do with Him, there is no hope for anyone apart from Christ. There's all kinds of falsehoods out there. But you read the Bible and you see that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. There's hope for no one apart from Christ. Knowing that, and we do know that, or we should know that, do we share it as much as we used to? When you first started, you want to tell everybody, didn't you? I was saved. I didn't tell you how to be saved and all that. And is our hearts broken for the lost the way they once were? Really are. We got a lot out there. Do we weep and pray for the loved ones the way we did before. I've said before, we all have loved ones that are lost. We need to pray for them. We need to witness to them. Don't give up. It's never too late. And and then those are hard questions, aren't they? But the answer are vitally important. They're important to us. So take that into consideration, thinking that what Paul is doing here, his heart's desire was that Israel is that they might be saved. Not just be, godly, but be saved. You can be godly as much as you want to be and try to be without being saved, but it's not going to do you any good. It is salvation by grace through faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. We appreciate you joining us at Temple. Would encourage you to come and see us in person. We'd like to love on you a little bit. We meet on Sunday mornings. Our first service is at 8 o'clock. We have Sunday school at 9. Then our second worship service is 10 o'clock. And then we meet Sunday nights at 6 and Wednesday nights at 7. May God bless you is our prayer.